Before we get into today's video, I just wanted to apologize for the interstate noise that you can hear in the background of the video. There's nothing I can really do about it. The interstate is literally right on that back wall, so there's not a whole lot I can do about it. So with that being said, enjoy today's video. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another video. As you can see, we're going to be trying to put this tractor back together. Looks like the UPS man sent us the right alternator, so hopefully everything goes back together smoothly, and hopefully we don't run into any issues. If you didn't get to watch the video of us tearing this down and getting that old alternator out, be sure to go check that video out. And let's get into this, and hopefully we can get this done tonight. Alright, so we got the alternator just set down in there, and I got the first bolt through, and it's back down in here. So now we're going to put this little dill on. This is the piece that you can pull this to put tension on the belt. Just get started. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's the easy part. Sure, you run the washer through the bottom instead of being dumb like me. There we go. Okay. Get this ground tightened back up real quick. Whoa. Alright. Now, the other one should be a 10. There we go. Put the lock washer on there. Don't lose the lock washer. Put the nut back on there. We'll be in business. Make sure it's good and tight. Don't need no sparks flying anywhere. Sure this one's good and tight. Oh yeah. Okay. So now that we got all that done, push that back on there like that. Pull this off. Just a little dirt cap. This vacuum line. The vacuum line will go back on there like that. Now, pull this little cap off back here. That ain't good. That's in the belly of the tractor. So that's awesome. Oh no, it's in the floor pan. Okay. So then we got to put this cap back on. Then this has got to go back on. But we probably ought to try to tighten this bottom one on first. But I don't remember which size it was. And it's not going to be the easiest to get in there. Okay, this seems tight. So we gotta put this line back on first. Put that back on. Bingo. And at 14. Stay. Wrong way again. That seems tight enough for that. Yeah. Okay. So that's tight, that's tight. This is back on, that's back on. And tensioner seems good. So, now I gotta fight this to put this tube back on. Pull a little dust cap off. And then somehow get it on there. And it goes on just like that. Don't want no lines blowing off, so make sure you get them good and tight. Because if a line blows off this, I can hear Dad yelling and screaming now. Boy, you put that on wrong. You didn't do it right. I can hear it now. Okay, that's good and tight. So we got that back on. This is tight. Everything's good and tight. This is good. That's back in. All right. So I think we're ready for the first. I think we can put the intercooler pipe back on. No, we probably ought to put. No, we're gonna put the air breather back on first. All right. So we got the breather tube for the air filter. We're just gonna slide it back on the turbo. Make sure it gets on there all the way. Don't want any mishaps. Like that. That ought to sit up there like that. So now this should just be a 10 for the clamp. Don't strip the clamp. Just make sure it's good and tight. That's all. Okay, now we can put the other tube on. And it goes this way. And I got the clamp there for that. The easiest way to go is probably put it on this end first. Get that up and out of the way. I think this has got to be bent down more. Yeah, about like that. And walk this back on there, like that. And then slide the clamp back on. Get this up and out of the way. So we got that end on. Just give it a little rotation. And pop that end on there. Well, make sure you put the clamp on. Kind of need the clamp. Make sure that goes all the way on, like that. Make sure we're slid all the way in up here. Now we can tighten this end up. Make sure that's going to clear the hood. Yeah, right about like that. Probably bend this down a little, just a wee bit. I don't like where that's sitting. There we go. Okay. That shouldn't go anywhere. And this clamp, it's kind of tough to get to, but make sure It's all the way on there like it should be. Like that. And there we go. That pops back on. Just like it should be. Everything should be good. And this will sit right there. That vacuum line there. Put this one back on. It's a little dry rotted, but it's alright. It still does its job. Okay. So there we go. Now, we'll just button the air breather back in to that. Oh no, I forgot something, but that's no big deal. We'll just loosen that clamp off, and then we'll just pull this back off of the turbo. That's why you always gotta double check yourself, because sometimes you'll forget something. So just pull this tube back off. And there's a little clip right back here. It's laying right there. Make sure we get that plugged back in. There we go. So everything is reconnected, reclipped in. Now we can put this tube back on. Like that. Once we get that all the way back on, get the clamp positioned back where it needs to be. Give it a good tighten. Just like that. Now, I'll get the air breather and we'll get it back on. So we got the air breather. Try to get up here somehow. Hose clamp goes on here. Get all this wiring out from behind there. The easiest way to go about this, I'm going to put this on first. Get that up on there first. Like that. Put this clamp back up here. Like that. Now I got to fish for the flathead screwdriver. Okay, that's on there. Green. So the green wire goes on the back. Push that on there. Black on front. Here we go. Those two pop back on there. And now, I don't know if I got that right or not. There we go. Pull the vacuum on there out of the way. Pull that clip down, hook it back up. And there we go. It's all back together. That wasn't too bad. There you have it, folks. The tractor's back together, the alternator's back in. It was kind of difficult because this was in the way the whole time, but with the alternator out, we couldn't start the tractor. But it's all back together. We were able to get it done. So this tractor, after we change the oil and the fluids in it, we'll get the hood put back on. And this thing will be ready to go for planting season, which is just right around the corner. So be sure y'all stay tuned and watching for the videos for that, because we've got a rock rake, disc, and still plant. So there's a lot coming up to do with all the food plots and the farm and all that. So hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe and drop a comment down below. See ya.